sinners, TV station for the oppressed, TV station for the hopeless. Starcross TV, inspiring station. Watch Starcross TV, enlightening station. Watch Starcross TV, empowering station. God's own station, station uniting the world. There is this one television that is so entertaining. It is so inspiring and so educative. It is God's own television, TV station that changes sinners, TV station for the oppressed, TV station for the hopeless. Starcross TV, inspiring station. Watch Starcross TV, enlightening station. Watch Starcross TV, empowering station. God's own station, station uniting the world. There is this one television that is so entertaining. It is so inspiring and so educative. It is God's own television, TV station that changes sinners, TV station for the oppressed, TV station for the hopeless. Starcross TV, inspiring station. Watch Starcross.
Good morning, beautiful people. It is Tuesday morning, and of course we can feel it because God has really blessed and packaged this day for us. I am live now on Morning Star Breakfast Show. I'm not doing this alone, but I have some colleagues with me in the person of Sister Queen Sam.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you
I'm
doing?
fine.
You're
How are
looking
you?
good this
Thank
morning.
you. I love your dress.
Thank
The
you very
green. It looks so greeny and very nice. I think green stands for prosperity,
Yeah.
growth.
You can say
So
it because I'm
brought,
Indian, that's why I choose green.
Oh, that's nice. You're bringing that vibes and sets. Good morning.
Good morning, and of course we have Joy Dambo here on sets with us. Joy, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Authentic Roots. Good morning to you.
Now
Sister
let's
Queen,
talk
say
about your
nothing.
costume. Let's talk about your costume.
Madam.
Oh my goodness.
No,
You're not going
thank
to hush me. You're not going to hush me on set, JD. So the both of you had plans yesterday to come out looking floral. To represent flowers.
Oh yeah.
You did
You're
some
right, you're right. They have
representations
some
there on one
flowers
side,
on
and she
And you decided to
go
represent in
all
lines.
over. No, yes,
You
I
decided to
was
come out
thinking
in
from a
lines.
member of
She's
yesterday.
wearing
Yesterday,
stripes too.
you wore stripes. And so I decided to go by the. Good morning.
Whichever
to you
one.
all.
Whichever one.
You look so
Good
radiant.
morning.
this
We have a
morning.
very beautiful topic today, but before we go down to the topic, I would like to ask my beautiful colleagues what they do very first thing in the morning when you wake up. Do you reach out to your phones to check some messages, or
I
go
would
down
lie.
on your
Let's
knees?
just be very, very realistic. The first thing I do in the morning is to check time with my phone.
Okay.
That's the first thing, because
Yes.
you need to know what time you're waking up. Am I waking up too early or too late? So if you are planning to go for morning prayer, I have to check my time. Most of the time I wake up by 3, and that sleeps
3
more.
a.m.
Yeah. And then let me say that, let me just sleep small. It ends me by 6. You understand? Especially when you plan or intend to go for morning prayer. So
yes.
you have to wake up early. So the first thing I do normally is to check my phone, the time. Then if it is 4 a.m. or 4:30, go down on my knees, pray. And then
So
start
what do
the
you
day.
do when it is 6 a.m.?
Oh, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Even 6 a.m. I start preparing for morning star.
No prayers.
I pray too, definitely.
Oh.
What I mean is that if you
If you're
prepare to
supposed
go for morning prayer,
Once it's 6
when it's 6 a.m., you can't go
don't-
for
you
morning
just-
prayer anymore
Mm.
because it's late.
Oh.
For me, I don't know
What
about
about you,
any other
Joy?
person.
What do you do when you wake up?
As you can see, Sister
As
Queen
we
has
cannot
said it.
see. We cannot see anything. What do you do
You
for
can't-
morning?
you can't do the
when you
same
wake
thing.
up, you say I can see.
No, as you can see, and as you've heard
Mm.
from Sister Queen, that's the truth. The first thing I do when I wake up, it's not like I'm trying to copy whatever she said, but that's what I do too.
I think because we stay in the same place.
Yes,
yeah.
so I start by
Checking your
going
time.
my phone. Yes, I just pick my phone. As I'm waking up, I'm stretching my hand,
to check
looking for my phone.
Yeah.
And sometimes my eyes won't even be open until I get hold of my phone, and then when I on the lights, and then I'll check my time. And if I'm supposed to go for morning prayer, I go. Sometimes my alarm can as well wake me up to prepare for
So
morning
you're
prayer.
just tapping the phone.
So
Where's the
once-
phone? off the
and
alarm.
and
Yeah.
my screen, the way I set it, once the alarm rings, once I just tap on the screen, the alarm goes off automatically. So at some point I rather not tap, because if I really want to go to morning prayer, I will not tap on the screen. I'll just allow it to be ringing, and then it to be disturbing me. I have to wake up by force, because sometimes the kind of sleep that will come,
That's so, that
there's
early
some
morning
sleep that will be
I
be
think the
struggling
father,
to
the
wake
father
up.
knows
Especially when it's
why.
raining.
Ah.
Have you
The
ever
father knows
experienced
why. That's why he put that morning devotion time
By
at
that
that
time.
time. Because at 5 a.m. sleep, oh my gosh.
And they usually say,
you
I
have
don't
to
know how
wake up
true is
before
that, but
5.
they usually say that any dream you have during that period is like a vision or a
I
revelation
think
that
it's by,
Father is
I think
showing you.
For me, it's like from 12 to 3 a.m.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
dream you have within that is very critical. You need to take it very serious.
I don't know, but most
Yeah.
people say it's from 4.
Four.
Those dreams you have during the morning hours where all spirits have settled down, because they usually say.
Wait
usually-
a minute.
But you know, right?
I
Like they
don't know.
usually say in the midnight. You don't know. But they usually say in the midnight,
Yeah.
from 12 a.m. All the spirits
That's why
will
I'm
be
busy
working. They will
doing
be busy
waiting.
doing
Sometimes
in the
when you have a
night
dream,
till
sometimes
2 a.m. And then from 3 o'clock or so, everybody will dispatch, and then everywhere will be calm. So the dreams you have during that period from 4 like that to 5 a.m. is more like a revelation. Or, I don't know how true is that. Anyways,
It
the
can be true,
spiritual
yeah.
people can
It
call
depends.
us in and tell us.
Only
And,
spiritual people.
yeah, no, me, I'm not. I don't see
Yeah.
nothing. I know they say anything. And,
You cannot
But
see
you do
beyond
see-
what
you
you
see
can
I-
do.
You see dreams,
I only
right?
dreams. I only dream. But I know the fathers I saw.
Not
Nope,
JD.
nope,
Not JD.
Nope. And I'm not good in that area. But anyways, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this
Yeah.
morning. It's an interesting morning. Today is Tuesday, and this is the week of the Christ Natural Preachers. We didn't announce that yesterday. Sincere apologies. This is their anniversary week, and of course, we are here to give them our moral support as usual. But I don't know. I think within the week we'll be expecting
We're expecting
them
the executives,
executives
to
to
come
be on
and tell us
set
their plans for the week.
for the week.
Yeah. But
So-
before then, we have a topic, a very interesting topic this morning.
Yeah.
And authentic roots. Wanted to introduce it. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me that honor to introduce the topic.
you're
Your number.
Okay, the almighty topic is love needed in a long-lasting marriage? That's the topic.
Yes,
And
more
we need all
of if
the
love
married-
guarantees it. If
yes.
love guarantees a lasting relationship and marriage. So that I will not say marriage now, and the singles in the house,
In the house.
building, and that's
Yeah,
that.
we
Because
want
all
to
of us are
bless.
single now.
Yeah.
We'll not be able to talk because we are not married. We don't have that experience. So
Yes.
if love guarantees a long-lasting relationship slash marriage. This is your topic. You can call us and let us debate on it.
Debate on
We
it.
are on different sides here. For me, I know
So-
waiting they make them sweet.
Please tell
Money
us
takes it
what's
all.
spicy.
I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound too materialistic. I was just
No,
you know,
no, but
trying
that's
to
fact.
please everybody.
Actually, I think that's the basic thing running.
What's
in this.
that?
You know what I'm talking about?
I know we don't know. You know. So just let us know. But we're going to be here like counselors, giving you the scoop and the
tips,
tips.
you know.
But the first thing I want to ask, this love. And a lot of people use the word love. Please go to our YouTube channel, BCS Starcross TV International. Drop your contributions to the topic. Does love guarantee a lasting relationship / marriage? Because there are people out there that are trying to get hooked with partners. They're looking for partners. At some point in your life, you decide that you want to settle, you want to marry. While some people do not want to marry, it's still okay. Whatever choice you make for yourself. After all, the Bible permits for you to remain like we are, or you get into marriage. However, people try to be very, very should I say, careful in selecting their partners, and one of the key things people look for is love. For me, I don't know how best you describe love, because I know love in terms of love, me having love for JD or having love for authentic roots is different from the love that you need in a marriage, right? Authentic roots. So I don't know how would you know that now you are in love with somebody and that you can now form a union with the person?
To me.
Yeah. Well, at one point.
Yeah, but
I think how to know that you realize that life becomes more interesting. You're happy about everything in life.
Yeah.
Everything is blooming around because you know deep down that there's somebody, or you are in love, according to your question.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And that's it.
Like if you see stars around you, you're
yes,
wondering.
yes,
and
yeah, you feel very,
that's
very
an illusion.
excited.
Okay.
Authentic roots. Yeah, I think she's not imagining cartoons. How can you be telling us you will see stars? Like for real, you do that like physically.
No,
You see
not
or
like-
things
Okay,
that-
What I was trying to say is life becomes interesting, like exciting, like all round.
when you are around the person.
Not when you're around the person, and again your thoughts goes to the person like 24/7. Like
Yeah, always thinking
okay,
about
like for
Okay.
example, you have a child, and you have a child. That's the only child God has given to you. 24/7, your heart goes to that
But
child.
it's not the same now. You want
It's
to
not.
marry
We
your
are
child.
talking about
We are
relationship
talking about
and marriage.
partners,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I would like to put
Chip in. Chip in.
Theoretically here, theoretically, actually, because based on
Actually.
some books we've read and some stories.
You did read a lot of books.
Yes,
Yeah, you
yes, actually I do. Sometimes I like to watch. Sometimes movies too do tell some true stories.
did. Out of
Actually,
Nollywood
Did
experience.
but-
you read Romeo and Juliet?
yes,
Okay.
yes, I have. That's what I'm saying. Out of the theoretical aspects that I have experienced based on.
Shakespeare woman. All right, give us the theory. Let's go. Hit it.
I just don't like this lady here.
I know you love me.
No.
You love me.
Please allow me to concentrate. Let me think.
Concentrate.
But whatever we are saying here, forget about the laugh and the gist. But we are diving into something very serious and very sensitive that people, I think, people are experiencing every day. Sometimes you go into marriage and the next thing you divorce, and then sometimes you go into marriage even when it's full of thorns, pains, tears, and all of that. You're still stuck and soaked inside the marriage, and you still don't want to go out. So today we just want to talk about those things. We want to know the reasons. We want to know, why is it like this? Why must it be like this? Why should it be like this? Why don't we do this instead of this? So now, from what I've experienced, you were asking, said, how would you know when somebody
You feel like you're falling in love?
Yes, firstly, from, like I said, from the
You have
theoretical
been giving so many disclaimers. Can you just hit the nail on its head? Can we get on it? Thank you, ma'am.
based on
Okay.
the, please, I'm very serious. I don't know why Stakuni is making me to laugh too much. Yes. Based on whatever it is that's
Another disclaimer. Can we get on it then?
yes, okay, so please pardon me. Yes, so now how would you know, or how would you tell? Firstly, it starts with communication. I feel like communication is one of the greatest powers or keys in a relationship, and that you can start from to define love in it. Now, when you meet someone, you start communicating with the person. You feel comfortable talking to the person any day, anytime.
Yeah.
You don't get tired when you see this person call. You don't feel bored when you're around this person. There is this excitement you derive whenever you're with this particular person. And when you go as far as caring for the person, you don't want to see the person
Yeah.
being sad. You don't want to see the person feeling moody. You don't want to hear that this person has something or a problem, and then you don't get involved. Once you just feel like your friend is feeling somehow, is feeling down, you want to be there for the person, and in
The person's
return,
problem becomes your problem.
yes,
Yeah.
in return the person
Oh,
is
now
also
you're bringing it. It's no
then-
longer the cartoon and the stars.
yes, and then in return,
Yeah.
this other person is also reciprocating the same action
Energy.
and energy that you're showing to this person.
Yeah.
Now, these are the signs to begin to think, and then you start feeling a certain way that sometimes when you sleep, you just, if you don't talk to this person, you feel like
Cannot sleep.
there is something that you
Oh.
have not done for the
Something is
day.
missing.
Something is missing around you. There's something that you have not accomplished. You would want to reach out, and then if this person tends to snub you for a period of time, you feel upset. You feel like, what's going on? You always want to question. You want to know what's going on. You just
No, that I
feel
feel like Joy loves me so much, because when I don't answer Joy's calls, she feels very upset.
where you can say
and
that.
I give her a lot of joy. See the way she's laughing.
I don't know what she's talking
Her best
about.
laughter
but
comes from me.
Oh.
The best jokes come from
Oh,
me.
nice.
Jamie, now I know. I know that.
please forgive her. I don't know what she's talking about.
Alright,
But anyways,
yeah,
what I'm
but
saying, but
true.
that's
Yeah.
actually the truth. It's typical example of what I'm saying here. Now you get to feel this energy within this person.
Yeah.
Please, those of you that have the experience, you can call us in case I'm missing anything out. I was expecting
Yeah.
Sister Ruth to give us more of the details, but those of you that have, the experience, you can call.
Why are you expecting Sister Ruth to give us
Yes,
that?
now.
You say you're expecting me to give you
I'm also
details.
feeling for this love feeling.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like at the point where you do not recognize the people's flaws, you are in love.
Thank
with the person.
you.
Like
Anything
you
the
understand?
person does, you
do not-
don't notice that
Yeah,
it's bad.
yeah,
You just
you
always
don't-
want to see
you
the
don't
good in
those-
this.
Yeah,
When you're-
the
it
flaws,
comes
the
like
flaws,
this.
the flaws are not like visible in your eyes. Like somebody, I've seen people get married to people who are disabled,
Yeah.
for instance, and you will ask yourself, let's just be very frank, you
What
say,
did
tell
you-
yourself, what do you
what did you see in this person?
That's
You see
because
somebody
love is
married.
blind. When you are
Yeah.
when you are truly in love, you become blind of the person's flaws and wrongdoings. In fact, all you see is the love in that person. You
Yeah.
cease to see if the person is disabled or not.
Yeah, exactly. So when you come to get that feeling, I think then you are perfectly in love with the person. You don't get to see the flaws. I've seen people get married to people who have very dirty characters.
Yes.
And then they don't get to.
They don't get to see
yeah,
those
they don't
characters.
see those characters. They just think,
There is a particular
Yeah.
there is a particular celebrity. I wouldn't say I am in love with the person, but I just have this love for the person. You know, a lot of people used to throw whatever on this person, but I don't see anything
Yeah.
wrong with whatever this person is doing. I'll be
You're
like,
a
please, they
celebrity.
should. Yes.
that's fun girl. You're a fun girl. Let's just call you a fun girl. Then. That's fanship.
So when anything this person does, I'll be like, leave it. This person is actually doing this thing for this reason. You always find a way to defend this person, even when you know that deep down we always know that that thing that this person is doing is wrong. But you won't just say, you won't just even
Yes,
accept
exactly.
that it's
That's
wrong.
that's also true.
Exactly.
That's
You
also
always
true.
want to defend the person.
Yeah.
You always have the person's back, even in his presence, in his absence.
But let's not get it twisted.
Yes.
Just because somebody tells you off you're wrong doesn't mean the person doesn't love you.
Doesn't love you.
Sometimes it's not all about covering up for the people. Yes, you do realize that this character they're displaying is nasty. You do realize that they are disabled. You do realize they have flaws, they have skin issues, they have one crook or the other, but you are not dwelling on that. You are
Yes.
seeing other parts
Beyond-
of them.
you're seeing
now when they
beyond
have
those
when they
things.
portray this thing, it's not wrong for you because you love somebody or somebody loves you to tell you that, oh, you've gone wrong here, or you are disciplined, your attitude is bad, or try to change. If you are of the concept that because somebody loves you, they can't tell you off when you are wrong, then you are wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you need a good friend. Just like in friendships too, I see a lot of people say, oh, when you are friends with someone, you don't need to correct the person. That's wrong. If you are friends, if you're a true friend of a person, you should be the one to tell them
To tell the
truth.
person, yes, this
is where you've gone
hide
wrong.
anything
Yeah.
from the person.
Now,
you
what
hide
what
anything,
I'm,
you're
what I'm
not
saying,
helping the
yes,
person.
yes, what I'm saying in essence here, there is this other part where we tend to defend or cover our friends in public, but when we go home, even our parents do that to us. When you go out here and you see somebody beating your child for a particular thing, your
stand
child,
up for that
you will
child.
defend the
Yes.
child. That doesn't mean that you're encouraging that child that whatever the person does is, but because it's public, we just have this feeling of we always defend our people in public. We always have our people's back. Now, if me as a mother, I go out and I see my child, somebody is beating my child for a particular thing my child does, and I join that person in beating my child in
That's
public,
wrong.
what do you think that
That's
child
wrong.
would think of me as a mother, and other people who are
I
concerned
think we
would
need
look
to
at
talk
me?
about that topic because
Yes.
you brought something sensitive.
Yeah, so now
yeah.
I will bring, now instead of me beating my child, I rather take my child inside, defend that child out in
And
public,
when you
and
get
then
to
take
the house, you scold the child.
exactly. That's when you say this thing you did
I am not of
is
that
wrong.
opinion. I don't share that belief.
You don't
I
share
do
that
share
belief.
that. I
do
Okay, you
share
feel
that
that
belief.
child should be
I
corrected.
feel like
Wait, let's
let me
put
let
it
me
this
also
way.
share my
Okay,
opinion
go on.
concerning that aspect, because it depends on what the child did.
Okay.
If the child inflicted pain on another child, it is very right for you to ask them to apologize.
Yes.
In that public,
Okay.
you scold them in public.
Mm.
You don't need to come and start defending your child. That's not showing them the right way
No,
to
no,
do.
no, what's-
Because let me just land, please. The child feels entitled to you defending them in public. It depends. Now, another situation where you feel like the child is just acting on maybe impulse and did not really inflict pain, or maybe something happened, you understand, the person reacted, then you can now show love to your child. Then go home and say it's better you react in a different way when somebody provokes you. Do you understand? That's different. But when your child is inflicting pain on another child, insults another child without being provoked, you have to scold your child right there. Your child that's my own opinion. Your child have to apologize to the other child right there. Learn how to discipline them at that moment. But we're not talking about children and mothers here. We're talking about the
love relationship.
guarantee a lasting relationship.
Okay, we have our first caller for the day. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, madam.
Good morning, Brother David Ayesang. How are you? Thanks for calling
Very
in.
well, thank you, Father. We are good.
Okay.
I think you can see that, first and foremost, I want to thank the Father for the three of you to be so good, beautiful. God bless, Father bless you.
Amen.
The topic is on what is the main topic here?
Does love guarantee a lasting relationship or marriage?
Does what?
Does
Love.
love guarantee a lasting relationship or marriage?
Good. Does love guarantee a lasting relationship or marriage?
Yes.
First and foremost, I will say what is love? Because love is a four-letter word. What does it entail? What is love in its true sense? I'll first and foremost define love according to Wikipedia.
Okay.
Says love encompasses a range of strong and positive emotional and mental states, from the most sublime virtue of good habit, the direct interpersonal affection, to the simplest pleasure. That is to say, love is so big, love is so broad, and it involves great and strong emotional feeling for someone. Now, if you are in a relationship, and that relationship is not binding on love, there's no strong feeling, there's no strong affection, I am telling you that relationship will never stand the test of time. Now you can see, let me start relationship here now, because of the youth, those who are watching or following. You will find that the youth, most of them are in relationship, and if they come out of this, for some of them, most of them, not some, they come out of this relationship with tears and sorrows. Why? Because there is no strong affection. There is goodness in that relationship. There's no love. There's no affinity. There's no cordiality. There's no bond in that relationship. There's pretense. There's a what? Foul or ingenuity that plays out. Now, love in its essence makes a relationship to be strong and better. If there's love in a relationship, a partner will never lie or do anything funny that will off the other partner.
Okay.
True.
Yeah. True. Very true.
True. But I'm telling you, some people say, no, there's love. I'm just the guy or the man takes care of me. The guy does this, he does that. But I'm telling you, inside the very person, he or she knows that what he or she is doing is wrong. He or she knows that he or she doesn't have strong affinity for the opposite sex. He or she is after the pleasure that will be derived in that relationship. And this is also applicable in marriage.
Okay.
If there's no strong love, there's no affinity, I am telling you that marriage will collapse. And that's why, as of today, you find out a lot of broken homes. Why are we having broken homes? At first instance, when this relationship was going on, there was what? Fake love being exhibited. And how do you know or detect the fake love from a partner? You detect this by genuinely understanding that very person. To know the person's capacity, his character, his inward mind. And you need to do this by, let's bring spirituality into it. You need to equally seek the face of God to ascertain this. Because if you don't do that, so many persons pretend the Lord.
Yeah.
You have to go in prayers and fasting to seek the face of God. But if it's also is what that will lead to marriage. Now, we will not go to this other aspect of it. If there is no true love in a relationship or in marriage, there's bound to be divorce and there's bound to be separation. So in some relations, I don't take much of the time.
Yeah.
Love, guarantee, pure love. And mind you, we have different types of love. Mind you, I think same according to the love practice, we have four types of love, which we all do.
Yeah.
Then what is the main love? We have the eros, the philia, the storge, and the agape. If you don't have that agape love, which is the love for mankind, the genuine love, which is the original love God wants for each and every one of us, you will not be able to detect or know your partner very well for you to understand and blend. Like George Dan also was saying something before now that if there is no communication in a relationship or in a marriage, it leads to what? Breakup of the marriage or relationship. True of us.
True. Very true.
Again, if there's no understanding of each partner, maybe both of you are moving together, you don't understand each other. It is right for you when you are in a relationship or in marriage, you need to understand your partner. If you don't understand him or her, by trying to know his weak point or her weak point, and trying to glean from it, that relationship or marriage will collapse. It's not left for the opposite sex to work on that challenge of the other partner. So, like I said, the topic of today, does love guarantee a lasting relationship or not? I'll say yes, it does guarantee. I don't think there's any question to that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe subsequently we'll ask our questions as you are interacting.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I like his opinions on love.
Yes.
And yes, it's true. When you have love for someone, you won't harm the person.
Yes.
I think most of the issues of domestic violence is because the love has expired or so. But then
I think there was never love. Nowadays, people, for some parents force their children into marriage. People say love grows, but in some cases, I don't think love will ever
But have you
grow.
not heard of situations where women or men who are abused? Because now this thing is two ways.
Yes.
With the story of this man, Johnny Depp.
Yes.
Just won his trial. you see that it's two ways now, not just the woman, even the men also
Get
face
abused
domestic
too,
violence.
yeah.
Have you never seen situations where people tell you, victims of domestic violence, tell their story and say, it wasn't like this at the beginning. At the beginning,
At
there
the
was so
beginning
much
was like
love,
this,
there was
yes.
this, but now, that's what I want to ask.
Okay, let's
take the call.
take this call.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Oh, we lost the caller.
Oh, we've lost
Who's
the-
calling
please
to
call us
contribute
back
on the
home.
topic? Does love guarantee a successful, or should I say, a long-lasting, relationship or marriage? Because some people, I think that people fall out of love at some point.
Love fades. That's
Fades,
I think
right?
that's what I wanted to say.
So what
now,
keeps the marriage or relationship going?
Friendship. I would say friendship. Before
okay.
you fall in love, I think you must have to make that person your best friend
Mm.
first. Know the person's flaws. Know everything about that person. Eventually, the love will come, and that's what will keep it
Yeah.
long lasting. Please take it.
Okay, let's take this call.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling us from? Oh, Sister Atu, thanks for calling in. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. You all are looking so beautiful.
Thank
Thank
you. I wish to say same, but I can't see you. But I know you're looking beautiful as well.
Thank you. Thanks, Gary.
All right.
My little contribution topic.
You okay?
So I hate to argue about this, but unfortunately, love is not all it is for a successful marriage.
Okay.
You know, obviously, love is a give and take, right?
Yes.
And in marriage, if you don't have that, there's no reason for you going to that marriage in the first place. You understand?
Yeah.
Because I believe that in love, a partner has to show it's practical. You understand what I mean? It's practical. It's not just words of affirmation and going to see your spouse, knowing this, knowing that, knowing your parents, and whatnot. Accepting that change is inevitable is very important because people can change over time.
Yeah.
You know, situations change, careers change, even your beauty change. So understanding that that fact is very vital is very important. There will be peaks and valleys, you know, there will be ups and downs. So if you're steadfast, if you deal with the lows and also celebrate the highs, you can overcome any obstacle in any marriage or any relationship.
Yeah.
You know, my mom used to tell me that in order to have a successful marriage, both people have to be in that marriage in the first place. Because if both of you don't want that marriage, it's never going to work. You know, it's never going to work. It's just as if you're going into a house and you see that the house is empty and you have limited, you know, resources. I feel like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I can do. And maybe your partner goes into that same house and say, oh no, I want this flamboyant lifestyle, I want this, I want this, I want that. Now, you see that there's agreement and it's not feasible, it's not flowing. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm in a relationship, yeah? And in my own relationship, I see my bro, you know, brother would go to my bro, as someone that I want to marry, someone that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Oh.
And him to
That's
use
sweet.
that fact. You understand? So understanding that love is not everything in a successful marriage. Understanding that fact alone makes it successful. Because I can tell you that, oh, babe, maybe in 30 years time, I won't look the way I am. I'll be having this saggy bread, my
Yes.
face get wrinkles and all that. You understand. Now there is an understanding. Because for you to understand that love is not all it takes to have a successful marriage, that's just the vital point.
Okay.
Because so many of us going to this marriage thing and say, oh, I love you, I'm in love with you, oh, I love this girl. You know, what about when the love tarries? What about when it rules? What will happen? And that means, yeah, oh, so and so had just got divorced. That's why we get divorced here and there. And the father constantly preaches against it, you understand?
Yeah.
So obviously, love is not the chocolate, it's not flowers, it's not the cinema. It takes responsibility, yes?
family. It's not like the person is just there for fun. It's a serious commitment. That's why when you're in front of the pastor, people are about to take your oath. When they say in sickness and health, they really mean it.
Yeah.
They mean it. Now they did not say, oh, it must be love at that time. You know that sometimes when you fall ill or when someone fall ill, when a spouse or a partner fall ill, it can be so troubling. The lady can say, oh, I'm tired, or the brother can say, oh, I'm tired, I want to leave, I can't stand it.
At this point, is that means the love has faded.
They really mean it. Don't break me with that joy. It's coming, it's flowing, okay? So
Okay.
you absolutely must make each other a priority. I once asked my friend, I was opportunity to stay in my friend's house. Then I was about, writing jam and everything. I asked her parents, I said, what's the secret to their happy marriage? And they told me just one few things. Keep the romance alive. You understand? They weren't biased about the word romance. As I was saying, I was out. They weren't biased about it. Because it was all gloomy, all beautiful. Every time I was like, yeah, this is sweet, so I have to ask. So although my parents play the same role in my life, they have this, but one fact is we always see them in the argue here and there. But the most important thing, they still come back home. So something must always draw you to come back home. Might not always be love.
Wow.
Commitment.
That's nice.
You have responsibilities, you have your children. You must make sure that, tomorrow when I'm no longer in this airspace, how are they going to cope? So that alone should be in your medulla. So respect,
Nice.
forgiveness, have goodness of humor. All these things adds up to a successful marriage.
Okay.
Not only love.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you
you
so much.
Yeah.
Court.
Okay.
Love is unconditional.
Oh.
Love is fair. Love is peaceful. I love this show, and I know that this show has great impact, especially in the youth, because nowadays we don't even understand what love is in the first place.
Thank you.
So much. I'm happy to be part of the show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you. I'm
very
happy
much.
you called in.
Thank you so much for calling. Valid points.
Okay.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
too.
much.
So the topic remains: does love guarantee a long-lasting relationship or marriage? And we are getting a lot of views, which is what we wanted. Please, Starcrest ICT endeavor to enable His Grace Vena, who is standing by on Zoom, to communicate with us. Let's take the call.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. So lost that. Please call us
That's-
back.
Okay.
Yes.
I think she said something about change.
Yes.
We should realize that there's going to be change.
There's going to be
Child
change
number is not
later.
going to look like this in 5 years,
Of course,
10 years.
of course.
Queen Sam is obviously
Of
not
course.
going to look like
thank
this
you,
in
thank
20
you,
years'
thank
time.
You. Oh, Madam.
And I'm not also
And
going
Ruth is not going to look like this in 1 year. Don't mind me.
So I'm
Just
one-
that there's going to be change as you grow with the person. So love is beyond the physical.
It's
Let's take
beyond the
call.
physical.
Yeah.
Yes, you're having another call. Okay, let's let our audience do the talking. Hello, good morning.
Hi,
Peace
Sister
of the
Ejiro.
Peace of the Father, Sister Ejiro. Thanks for calling. Yes.
Yes.
In my opinion, as a person, I think people that are married make believe that people feel like they do not know what marriage is about. But my opinion about marriage or love is, now that I am single, I have the right and the ability to create whatever kind of marriage I want for myself.
Okay.
Now that that's what I said, and couple, you have to come for your children, something like that, blah, blah, blah. And like, recently, like recent times, people have been violated mentally.
Yeah.
People feel your husband cannot rape you. People feel your house. She can't cook. It is your life. Like it is you. You're the one that knows how to do it. People say person that learns that knows when to do it or something like that. So I feel like anybody in any relationship, any marriage, has the right to construct what they want for themselves. You understand?
Yeah.
And as a single person, I feel like relationships like this constant relationships where you're not doing something about it, you have the right to, you're not just dating up, meaning keep the idea of affection. You're actually in a relationship with your potential parent partner. Like
Yeah.
you are in a relationship with somebody that will take care of your child. Married. Like this person does this person show signs of parenting? Do they like children? Do they have you forgiven them before? Have you had children? But people just carry on with marriage and just carry on with a new relationship and don't get married and they say cheating on you in marriage. What did you expect a man or a lady that was cheating on you when you guys were getting together to do when you guys are in marriage? I feel like people that complain about most times, they still remain that in their dating stage of their relationship. But they move on to it because they feel like, oh, she's going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The father will make her. Father will not do. It is not
True.
like that. You are going to say something. Love is blind. They are going to end it.
Yeah, okay.
She said, love is blind, but nowadays, yeah, carry top side or carry the narrator. So it keeps your top side in too spreading in the narrator. So you can zero.
Yeah.
I think that is all I have to say.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you,
very
thank you.
much.
Thank you,
Love
Sister
is blind,
Ejiro.
but
Thank
carry
you.
your touch so that
Yes,
you can
so
zero it.
possible carry your generator in case.
In case your touch goes off.
You can on
Yeah,
your
lovely,
gen.
lovely contribution on
Yeah.
the topic. Does love guarantee a
A
long-lasting
lasting
relationship or marriage? All right, so we have his.
Oh.
We're having a lot of calls. Let's take that one.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Good
hello.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling us from? Okay.
Please, when you call in, pay attention to the call, not the TV set. We have His Grace Archbishop Venaro Books Online, and he's here to tell us more about love and its necessity or its requirements in a successful marriage or relationship. Hello, Your Grace Archbishop Venner. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you all?
We're doing well.
Good morning.
Thank you so
Grace.
much for coming this morning, and we really appreciate you. Today he's not here for star motivation. He's here to contribute on the topic: does love guarantee a long-lasting relationship or marriage? But Your Grace, the first question we asked ourselves, which we were fairly able to answer because we've not gotten enough experience. You have the experience. When do you think you are in love with someone? Or how do you feel? And what are those things you would know or see that
you're in
will
love.
tell you that you are in love with somebody and you are ready to be with a person?
That's
It's a really good question, and it's a very, very deep question, and very broad on several levels. First of all, I must say that love, when we talk about the love that is required for a successful relationship, it is not a feeling, it is not an emotion. Real love that is required to sustain a relationship, to make it long lasting, if you base it on feeling and emotion, just get ready to have a very, very terrible marriage or relationship for that matter. Real love is when you come to a decision that regardless of whatever it is, I will love this person. That is what real love is. That you make a decision that is an unconditional decision that you will love such a person. It is only when you have made that decision that you can then say that you truly love the person. For example, the kind of love that we are talking about has to match or even surpass the kind of love that a mother would have for the child. So whether the child loves you back, do you not love the child? If the child misbehaves, do you not love the child? If the child is rude to you, do you not still love the child? Do you starve the child? Do you pack the property of the child, put it in a suitcase and say, leave my house? You don't do that, because that is what true love should look like. But when you're in a relationship where your love is conditional upon how you feel or how the person feels towards you, then you are obviously on the route for disaster. So to answer that question very squarely, you don't know when you talk about, okay, you said falling in love. And I know that the context of saying falling in love is an emotional sort of context. You don't really, there's not a time that, boom, you just know that you're in love with someone. You know, it takes time for you to literally look at someone and say that, you know what, unconditionally, no matter what happens, I'm going to be there for this person. And that's when you truly know that you've finally come to that level where you really love the person. But apart from that, there's no time that you could just know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Thank you very much for that explanation. And I also feel like asking, because there's love, there's obsession. How would you know that
feeling the person is having for you is love and not obsession? Because when you come to domestic violence and issues in marriages and relationship, most of the time is as a result of obsessive characters from the other partner. So
Yes.
how would you know and differentiate at that early stage of a relationship that, oh, this person is in love with me and not obsessed with me?
Very, very good question. So, I mean, it goes back again to what love is. If you, when Brother David Yes, and my mentor, I should say, actually, by the way, when he called, the very first thing he said, he hit the nail on the head, is understanding what love is. And I tell you, as a matter of fact, that 90% or over 90% of people that enter into relationships or into marriages do not know what love is. The most complicated, the most misunderstood, the most confusing element of any relationship or even of a marriage is love. So men go into relationships and marriages without understanding what love is. And then they don't understand love languages of women. And then women, on the other hand, go into relationships not understanding what love really is. And they don't also understand the love languages of men. So when you bring two people together that say with their mouth that they are in love and do not understand what love is, that's where you start to have problems like obsession that you've talked about. And it is possible for somebody to say that they love somebody and beat them. It is possible for somebody to say that they love somebody and cheat on them. It is possible for all those things to happen only when they do not understand what love is. And that's the main thing. We don't understand what love is. Can I just quickly say as well, there are four major types of love. There is philia love. It's called philia, spelled P-H-I-L-A, philia. That's the love that exists between friends. That's a friendship type of love. And usually that kind of love is predicated on what you get from the person. So if I'm doing something for you, then you do something back for me. So it's almost like trade by barter. So if I'm giving you attention, you give me attention. If I give you affection, you give me affection. A lot of people enter into relationships based on this type of love. So what's wrong with this type of love is that once you start to feel like you're not getting attention or affection from the person, you then stop giving attention and affection to the person. And then you start to have problems. Now, the second type of love is called storge. Storge type of love is the love that exists usually between like a mother and a child, a father. So it's family type of love. And that kind of love comes very naturally, where naturally you just feel responsible for that person regardless. The third type of love is called eros. And this is the one that puts a lot of us into trouble. Eros type of love comes from, it's a carnal, fleshly type of love, where you are attracted to someone because of either the way they look or because of something that they do very well for you. That kind of love is why so many of us enter into relationships in the first place, because of attraction. And instead of understanding real love and building real love, we maintain that kind of lost, carnal, fleshly, physical type of love. For example, I could see a girl, she's got big hips and she's got big back or whatever, and I fall in love with her, or I think I fall in love with her because of that. Now, when you enter into the relationship and she gives birth, or marriage, and she gives birth to a child or two, and of course, as a natural thing, a woman naturally could get bigger or could lose their shape that they had before. And that's a natural and beautiful process. But a man that goes into a relationship attracted to the physicality of the woman, once that happens, he stops to feel that thing he calls love for the person. That kind of love is dangerous. That's Eros type of love. On the other hand, you can get a woman, for example, goes into a relationship because of the way the man looks. Maybe he's got six-pack, he's nicely built, or maybe because he's got money, he's got cars and all of that. What happens then when he loses those things, for example? The love then disappears because it's not really love. That love is predicated on physicality, on sexuality, on fleshly or carnal, things. That kind of love is what has caused a lot of disaster in marriages and in relationships. Now, the final kind of love, and it's the kind of love that all of us must aspire for, is the love called agape. That is the love I told you about, unconditional type of love. If you go to 1 Corinthians, I believe, chapter 13, Paul the Apostle was able to explain this kind of love. So except your love matches those criteria, then you haven't yet reached the kind of love that is expected in a relationship. So if somebody is obsessed, it means they don't understand love. They don't know true love. That's basically the answer to that question. Sorry for taking you too long.
Thank you very much.
All right, I don't know if any of my colleagues have questions.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you then saying that friendship is needed for a long-lasting relationship or marriage?
Yes, so friendship is needed. So what friendship is, to begin with, so look at it like you're building a house and you have a foundation, and then you put your pillars, and then you obviously set up the building and have furniture in. There are different levels to love. Now, when you meet someone in the first place, don't get me wrong, usually there's some sort of attraction that pulls you to that person in the first place. Many a times it could be physical attraction. Many a times it could be the way the person works, or the way the person thinks, maybe a smart person, intelligent person. There's something that has attracted you in the first place to the person. Now, when you first meet that person and start to know that person, you are on a friendship level where it's almost like a trade by barter. It's predicated on when I do something for you, you do something for me. If I give you attention, you give me attention. If I give you affection, you give me affection, that sort of thing. And that's okay. That's fine. Now, as you continue to build, you must understand that that's not where love ends. Because if you enter into further that relationship and enter into marriage with that kind of mentality, with that kind of thinking or that kind of love, that marriage cannot be sustained. Because there are times that the man will not give you that attention or affection, maybe because he's even upset or angry, you had a quarrel or whatever. There are times the woman may not even give you the attention or respect or honor that you want as a man. What then happens? Do you pack up the marriage? Do you pack up the relationship? So what it means then is that even though you start the relationship based on a friendship kind of love, you must aspire to build it to the agape type of love, both of you, where it's unconditional type of love. You know, when somebody says they love you and they say, I love you because, run away from that kind of love, because that love has conditions. I love you because you're so beautiful. Your eyes, oh my God, it's like the stars in the sky. So what happens if the eyes stops looking like the stars in the sky? Do you see where I'm coming from? If somebody says, I love you whenever you run away from that kind of person, because that means that if you don't do that thing anymore, then that means they'll stop loving you. So true love, you can obviously start love from friendship level. You can start love from even the eros type of love, where you are attracted because of the person's physicality. But once you get into the relationship, there are other things as a man you have to look for in a woman. There are other things as a woman you have to look for in a man. Love is not the most important thing that you look for in a relationship. Once you establish those other elements and see that they're there, then you start to build your love from friendship, from eros, into agape type of love, which is unconditional type of love.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Your Grace. Now, I've heard you talking about unconditional kind of love, how you build your relationship to that level of love, that agape love we are talking about. And being that we are talking about lasting marriage, how do we live? Can love actually guarantee a lasting marriage? And you brought up the unconditional love. How do we love unconditionally? What are the criteria? What is expected of us to do to get to that agape kind of love you're talking about?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. And it leads me to the most important element in any relationship or in a marriage. The most important element in a relationship or in a marriage is knowledge. That is the most important one. Why do I say this? I'm not saying love is not important. Love is very important, but knowledge is the most important element. The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 3-4 says that it is with wisdom that a house or a marriage is built. And it is by knowledge that that house is established before anything else. Now, why I'm saying this is, I give you an example. When I was young, I think when I was 14 or so, I loved cars a lot. And one day my mom traveled, she went to the village, and I entered the car, took the car key and drove out, and I had an accident and wrecked the car. Now, I'm saying this because I loved the car. That's why I took the car key and started driving. But because I didn't have the knowledge of driving the car, I wrecked the car. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from now, because even though I love the car, it does not guarantee that I'm able to drive the car. So even though I enter into a relationship or marriage based on my feeling of love for the person, if I don't have knowledge or wisdom of how a relationship is sustained, if I don't have knowledge as a man, if I don't understand the love languages of a woman, as a woman, if she does not understand the love languages of a man, if she does not have that knowledge and wisdom, if she does not, or he does not continue to learn the other person, then that love cannot sustain marriage. So how you make love become unconditional is through knowledge, it's through wisdom, it's continuous learning and development, trying to understand what love really is, not just the word love. It's easy to say, I love you. You can be walking on the street and one tout can just say, hey, sister, I love you. Does that mean you should enter a relationship and marry the person? It doesn't mean so. So you have to now continue to learn and develop your skills and understanding about what love really is. And as you continue to do this, then you continue to see all the other elements that make love unconditional. What are those elements, for example? As I refer you again to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, I've forgotten the verse, but where Paul the Apostle was talking about love, he talked about love being patient. He talked about love being kind. He talked about love not remembering the wrong things of the past. He talks about love not being angry. So there's so many things, elements that makes love unconditional. So when you go to that portion and check your love that you say you have for someone against those criteria, and you see that anything is missing, then you know that your love is not yet unconditional. And for that reason, you will now work on that aspect. If it is anger, that you have so much anger, yet you love your wife, but you're always angry, know that your love is not complete. Because one day that marriage will be destroyed because of your anger. If you find that even though you love your husband and you have no patience, know that that love is not complete, it's not unconditional yet. So you have to work on that aspect to build your love to the point where it becomes unconditional. If you know that you are the type of woman where if your man has done something wrong 10 years ago, till this day, every day you keep reminding him, that is how 10 years ago you did this, you did that, you know then that your love is yet not unconditional. When you are the type of man where because the woman cannot cook, then you give her stress and grief, then you know that your love is not unconditional. So that's the answer to that question. The way you build your love to the point where it becomes unconditional is an ever learning, developing process, and that needs knowledge and wisdom to how it works. Because I love to go into planes and fly a plane doesn't mean I can fly a plane. I can go into a plane now. I love it so much, but if I dare try to fly it, I will crash it. You go into a marriage and you don't understand what marriage is, you don't understand the love languages of your wife or your husband or your partner, you will crash the marriage, end of. I hope I answered that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you
for
so
that.
much.
And I think you have another question on our YouTube platform by Sister Gladys Onyabo. She says, please ask Bishop Bernard Obooks, what then is the cause of increased problems in one's happy unions, turning sour after many years of being together? What is the way out of this?
Thank you very much for that wonderful question. So once again, it goes back to what the most important element of a relationship or marriage is knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And it doesn't end when, you see, the thing is that when people get married, they stop learning about each other. They stop learning to understand each other. They stop, the thing with dating, we always say dating is the process where you learn about the other person. It shouldn't stop. People get married and they stop dating. They stop understanding each other. For example, the person I was last year is not the person I am this year. If my wife fails to understand and see how I am growing and changing, there's going to be problems. That's why so many marriages end and you hear the wife say, oh, you're not the man that I used to know. Or the man will say, you're not even the woman that I got married to. Because at some point they've stopped learning, dating, and understanding each other, because people change as life goes on. If I go to my tailor to sew sutan, new sutan, he's going to still measure me because I may have changed, I may have added, I may have reduced. He's going to measure me. So in every relationship or marriage, you have to continue to understand and learn of the person. And all of that comes through effective communication, which is a big, big subject on its own when it comes to relationships or marriages. Now, to answer that question squarely by Mother Gladys Onyabo, when the relationship is built on the philia type of love, which is friendship type of love, and remains there, that marriage is not sustainable. The marriage will crash very quickly because that kind of love is conditional type of love. If you give me attention, I give you attention. If you stop giving me attention, I stop giving you attention. When you build a relationship, a long-lasting relationship on that, it will not be long-lasting. Number two, when you enter into a relationship on an eros type of love, so physical attraction, carnal attraction, lust, sexual attraction, then if you remain there, that marriage is not going to last long as well too. That marriage is destined to crash as well. So what foundation have you built on your marriage on, or your relationship on? And how do you aspire to understand, continue to understand your partner, continue to understand their love languages? How do you contend to continue to upgrade your knowledge in marriage, your knowledge because marriage, there's so many things about marriage. For example, when you marry, the children are involved. How do you understand raising children? If I have a different take from my wife, there's going to be clashes. Finance becomes involved. How do you understand finance? Career becomes involved. How do you understand career? There's so many things that now come into place. And if you don't have understanding and wisdom, like Solomon said in Proverbs 24, it is wisdom, understanding, knowledge that builds a house and sustains the house, not love alone. Love is important, but wisdom is the most important thing. So I hope I answered that. Sorry for talking too much.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much, Your Grace, Archbishop Bernard Obukowo, for being here
this morning. Thank you for all you have said. We feel like asking more and more questions, but because of time and your engagement, I think we have to let you go for now. And we hope to continue this topic on Friday. And if you have a chance, maybe you can come again and tell us more on
marriage and communication. Because he said
and he also talked about love language.
Yes.
I want to ask him a question in that regard. But
we'll
till
preserve
Friday,
it.
we'll preserve it. We'll preserve our thoughts till Friday. Thank you so much, Your Grace.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Father bless.
Amen.
Bless you too.
Amen.
Amen.
bless
Thank
you
you
too.
very
Have a
much.
nice day. All right, so we had so many people calling in to
Yeah.
contribute. Now is the moment for you to call in again and contribute. The topic remains: does love guarantee a long-lasting relationship or marriage? And you've heard what His Grace Archbishop Venerable Books had to say concerning that. I think I learned a lot of things, because if you true, sometimes we say friendship marriage or friendship love lasts, but there's some times where you hate your friend so much you don't want to talk to them. Then which other parts will keep your marriage or sustain your relationship? You need to fall in and start building. All of this love is necessary, but we need to not only build the love based on friendship, we need to go beyond friendship and start loving the person in a different light. I think that's the aspect I took from his presentation. What about you?
I learned about communication and
Yeah.
learning. Learning doesn't have to stop. You have to
Yeah.
keep learning.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Pastor Peace of the Father.
Peace of the Father. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This brother Inanamong.
Oh. Yeah, Brother Monk, thanks for calling. Yeah, what's your contribution to today's topic?
Yes, we thank the Father for this wonderful topic, and I believe this topic is going to be an eye-opener to a whole lot of people aspiring to go into marriage.
Yeah.
Now, we talk about love. We have to understand what love is, and we also have to understand what marriage is. For me, love does not, only love doesn't guarantee a lasting marriage.
Okay.
Why do I say so? Because love is just a part of the gift of God. Love. Now, the only thing that can guarantee a long-lasting marriage is God's will. When you know the will of God concerning you. For example, in some clients and in some religions, before you go into marriage, they go into questions about the person you want to marry, what is the antecedents, There are so many things that you must consider, including love, before you go into marriage. In some cases also, they look at even the longevity of the person you want to marry. These things cannot be overcome by love. In some cases, they even look at the truthfulness. The person you want to marry, can that person be truthful? All these things are encompassed in what is called God's will. If God's will concerning you about getting married is 100% positive, then when you get into that marriage, definitely love that marriage last. And if you go into that marriage with love involved, without consulting God, without asking God if this marriage is going to be fruitful, if this marriage is going to be productive, if this marriage is going to last, my dear, that marriage is definitely start. In the name of the Lord,
Amen.
so we must, as a matter of fact, including loving the spouse, involve God in our marital affairs.
Yeah.
You need to be involved in any of our activities in order to have a positive result. Without God, without His instructions and directives, definitely that marriage may not last. So for me, love is not enough. You must involve God. And that is why look at those marriages that do not involve God in their affairs. Most of them are crashing, especially in the Western world. Marriages last longer in those days because our parents take time. Even if they have asked questions, physical questions, they even go into spiritualism to find out if this marriage, if this person is compatible with this person. Because apart from the physical aspect, there is also a spiritual aspect. There are people that are cursed. And if you say because you love that person, you want to be able And when you are caught, how can that marriage last? So I believe that marriage ought to be in two ways. One, you love the person. Two, in three ways rather. Two, you get God involved in the process of getting married. Three, you should have adequate knowledge about marriage. When
Okay.
you have these three things, I think you will have a long-lasting marriage. In the name of the Lord Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
Really
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you
Very
so much. But Ananda, I think I actually have a question for you if you're still there.
Okay?
Yes, you made mention about God's will in a marriage and fruitfulness and love at the same time when you were talking. And now I have a question. In situation whereby you get married to your partner and then as time goes on, you're unable to bear children in this family, and then the marriage is still on, the marriage is still going on, and you're having difficulty having children, would you say it is God's will that is keeping this marriage, or it's love?
That's why I said before you venture into marriage, you must seek God's guidance. You must seek God's guidance. There are people that are destined not to have children. There are Enochs, like the Bible says.
Okay.
So if you are directed enough, even the Spirit of God will reveal, oh, this person is destined not to have children. This person is a child of God. This person is from the temple, A, B, C, D, E, F. And if that is your will is to get married to have children, you shouldn't even go that direction. But because most of us go into this marriage without seeking God's permission, God's will concerning that marriage. There are sometimes, even when you seek God's will, God will tell you, oh, okay, don't worry, there will be situations, there will be persecution, there will be issues along the line, but don't worry, when you persevere, the glory will come at the end. And when you start seeing these things happening, you automatically know that this is the will of God concerning that marriage. There are certain things that will happen that God will even keep that marriage without a child for 5 years, 10 years. Sometimes it is according to His will. So if you understand the will of God concerning you about that marriage, even if the childlessness lasts for 10 years, you not be sorry because you know that the end justifies God.
Okay.
Then when you keep going up the process of getting married, definitely you have problems because when God is not involved, definitely you lack knowledge. And when you lack knowledge, definitely marriage will crash.
You fall apart. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your call and your contribution to today's program.
You're welcome.
All right, wish you all the best. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Brother Nanda Monk said something. I think we're talking about love and lasting marriage and all, but he has brought another one in, which is the will
Of God. Yeah.
So, should we say that why some marriages last? Maybe when the love fades away, it is the will of God that is keeping the marriage. Well, we are having another
Yeah.
call.
Oh, we
Can
lost the
take that,
person.
no?
Hello, hi.
Chief of Server, it's Sister Ejim again.
Okay.
So I was just, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Can
you.
hear you.
Okay, so I was listening to what the last caller said concerning checking to see if you're compatible, whatever like that. But I will come in from the medical perspective of life because however we want to see this marriage thing, we are human beings and we are tested. We cannot be as perfect as God, right? And in my opinion, it's only God that can love you unconditionally. Your mother loves you because you're her child. I am nothing to some. Everybody in this world is ordinary. It's our feeling and the value we've placed on every person or someone that makes them special. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I feel like we as human beings, we were given feelings for a reason. Do you get? So, however you want to say unconditional, yes, I am deciding to be in love with you and to stay with you forever because I have a feeling towards you. Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
Now he's saying that you check to see if your wife is compatible with you, you get married, you get children and all of that. But like, not everybody in marriages gets children in the end. Now let's say your wife is going on a journey and she breaks her spine and then she has to harvest her ovaries and stuff, meaning she cannot give birth anymore.
Mm.
But when you were consulting the spirit, they told you that your wife was fertile. Now your wife cannot give birth anymore. Would you leave her because of the situation she has found herself in? No. What the Archbishop said concerning unconditional love would come to play because you decided to be with this person no matter what.
Mm.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, everything is not absolute. We as human beings have to sit down and come to the realization that, okay, I love this person enough to cater for them irrespective of whatever conditions we might find ourselves in the future. Because we cannot see the future, only God can see the future.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's why we have to pray for God to guide us. But God will not show you everything that will happen in your life. If you know everything that will happen in your life, you're no longer human. You're now God. And you're not God. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
If you want to be, somebody asked me a question one day, I think recently, that, are you ready for marriage? I asked the person, what do you understand by the word ready for marriage? Because people actually feel like when I'm getting to a certain age, I have to be married. It is not so. You don't have to be married at 30 because you're getting old. Now, when you feel like you're supposed to be married, in your mind you feel like you're ready for marriage. Now, that is why you see so many people that are not mature enough being in marriages, because I am old, I feel like I'm 30, so I have sex with this thing called marriage. But like, I tell my mom every time that, let's say this year's marriage now, you're actually coming before God to swear. That thing is like you swearing.
Yeah.
Somebody for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And in the Bible, I don't know where exactly, you don't put your wife or your husband away unless they commit adultery. Now, what if you get into that marriage? And yeah, like you said, the person starts growing and changing and all of that and stuff like that. You now get tired. But in marriages, there are times where you get tired. But what keeps you going is your love, commitment, and effort to understand your partner on different levels. Because I believe that before you get married, you have not been living with your partner, right?
Yeah.
And when you start living with somebody, I had a roommate, yeah? Before I started living with her, our relationship was very good. But when we moved in together, I noticed that she does some things I do not like. She presses the toothpaste tube from the middle and presses from the ground. Now, these things annoy me, right? But now, if that girl was my husband, right? I know that I would have to live with this thing for the rest of my life, or communicate to her, hoping that she understands me. So now, I believe in marriage. It is also, there is no how to say you would not expect your effort to be reciprocated. Because even in the university, in school, when your lecturer is teaching you, he expects you to reciprocate with attention, listen attentively, and will to understand what the lecturer is saying. We are human beings. We will get tired if you're pouring into a glass that is broken. You would get tired. It's only God that will keep forgiving you and 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 saying, oh God, you're my creation, I will love you. It's only God. You don't expect to be with a woman or a man. You tell him, please, I do not like this thing done like this. I like receiving gifts. I feel like my love language is gifts or act of service or physical touch or give you attention. Now that's where understanding comes in that, oh, my wife is a nurse, she needs to go out today to the hospital and I will not see her till evening because she's running a morning shift. Now that's understanding. But then again, you should understand, if you would want to understand your partner, if that person is showing you effort, now says, okay, I am free during the week, maybe on Thursday, can we go out on a date? Now I will clear my schedule for my wife that goes out during the week, or for my husband that runs night shift. Because I now see that, oh, this man wants to be with me. This man wants to spend quality time with me. Do you understand? It is not, in my opinion, I don't think anybody, even people in marriages, I don't think you would be in marriage with somebody that does not listen and reciprocate your effort. This is just, that is where marriage is. Because he said, Bishop said something about not expecting anything, friendship, relationships, and all of that. Yes, you don't have to expect everything you do from a partner. But common sense should tell you that the reason why this person is putting in effort to make your relationship work is because they place you in such high esteem. And it's only normal for you to take that effort by understanding them. I don't know how to explain.
Thank you. Yes, we got what you mean. Thank you. Yeah.
Valid points.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
I like how practical she is explaining.
Yes.
People have different perspectives about love, marriage, relationships, and we need to understand and respect that people would definitely have different
opinions.
To some people, views, it is necessary to check physically and spiritually your partner. I mean, one of those reasons, like, you have to check for the genotype, blood group, and some other diagnostic tests. Those are the physical aspects. You heard what Brother Nana Monk said. You even have to go and check fertility of both the man and the woman. For you, if you have in mind that you need to have children in that relationship, you have to check all of these things. This doesn't mean you don't love the person, but this is your expectations.
Without wanting to have children.
Some people are comfortable with. Some people do not want to.
Not everybody.
Some people do not want to. Yes. Some people want the companionship, but they do not want.
They don't want children.
Some people don't want to.
It can't be two. It can't be the man and the woman. One person would want to have, which means you have to convince your partner that you need a child in that relationship.
I think
marriage.
I've seen some shows where both the man and the woman, in short, the woman loves the man because he doesn't want children.
Children. Yes, it happens.
There's some women that do not want to give birth naturally. They want to adopt because they don't want changes.
They want changes in their body.
Even childbearing comes with changes in the body, and they don't want it for themselves.
Change will still come. Whether she gives birth or
it will definitely, but it's not going to be
like as rapid as childbearing. Childbearing does a lot to the woman's woman's body. It broadens you, stretches all your body and all of that.
Woman still looking like a 15-year-old.
That's why I say maintenance. Then maintenance come in, and your body type.
Body type matters.
Body type matters a lot. There's some people that are naturally slim. They eat and consume the whole world. They'll still remain that same
stature. Like me.
Joy, I know Joy loves to cook, but she doesn't like to eat that much.
Really?
I don't eat that much, but I just have.
She has a normal size African body.
Yesterday we talked about food, and you said you like food.
Yes, I like food. Does not mean that I eat like a glutton.
Joy is one person you go to if you want to cook meals. You want party.
She's a caterer, I understand.
Go and meet Joy. If you don't want to cook,
throwing my life out there.
Go and meet Joy. Joy will help you and cook it. But if it's to eat the meal, Joy does not eat as much as possible, like a normal person. Not that she's abnormal. Now I'm saying it on TV now.
Give birth because you don't want to see the changes in your body. Now that is where exercising comes in. If you give birth and you notice some changes, I know some changes in the body of a woman.
And Sister Ruth, you are saying this because she's saying this because you are not in that shoe. There are people that give birth at the end of the day become more lazy than before. See, it's just natural. There are people that
keep fit.
Why I say lazy?
Do you know the commitment, the amount of time
commitment you need to be at the gym,
like on your children. No.
Okay, children alone first.
There's added responsibilities here. here
I
for you.
understand. I
Especially if you
understand.
have your partner, if your partner is a working type,
A working person
if
that
the
does
person
not,
has to continue going to work, you will be there.
and it's not this person
Children-
that.
There's
Children-
something we call omugwo, right? There's something we call
What
omugwo,
about
where your mom,
parents?
For how
Your
long?
parents are not
where your
there.
mom
For
comes
how
in to
long?
assist, right?
For
Now,
how
during
long?
it can last for a month. If your mom does not have anything to do, she can stay for 1-2 months or even a year to assist.
Now, let
That
me
is
tell you
the
something
time
about
you have now to
exercise.
take care of your body.
Let me tell
Nobody
you
should
something
think
about
of not
exercise,
wanting
Sister
to have a
Ruth.
child.
It's a very good thing, but then you see,
determination.
when you say
right?
1 month, I tell you that 1 month will not do you any good going to the gym, and then you stop after 1 month because maybe your body has reduced or something. Going to
When
the
you
gym
put
is
the
something
baby to
like
sleep,
it's
the
a
baby
daily
will definitely
habit.
sleep. When you put the baby to sleep, you can go back to your gym. That is if you are determined.
Oh,
Let me tell you,
okay.
if you are determined to stay fit, then
I don't-
No, I think she's
nothing will stop
right.
you.
Yeah,
I think
she's right,
She's
but
right in a way, but then again, there's so many things that comes up. It's not just
what happens to
Your
you having
babies.
two children?
it's not,
what
not
happens
just
to
your
having
babies
3
alone. There are
children?
other
They definitely go to
responsibilities.
bed.
Do you understand?
What time?
Yeah.
When they go to bed, don't forget I have somebody in the house that has two, right?
Okay.
When they go to bed, if they are twins, definitely they will fall asleep the same time. Triplets, I've not been with somebody that has triplets, but I think with my
No, we are not talking
experience that
about
they will
twins.
fall-
We're not
If
giving,
you
we're
have-
not giving excuses for women who do not want to go to the gym or who probably are not gymming to get
No,
back their body
you
size.
talked about
What
some
I'm
women
saying
not
is
wanting
that
to give birth because of the changes that
Yeah,
will occur
exactly.
after childbirth.
yes,
right?
I think it's their decision. They're allowed to have whatever
I'm also
decision they want
saying
to
I'm
have.
also saying that
Yeah.
they are not determined enough to know that after childbirth you can actually exercise yourself.
No, but
to stay
again,
fit.
Sister Rich, you need to understand that not everybody gets back to the same size.
To
they
the
wear,
same size.
Despite the amount of exercise.
I am
You
a
need to-
typical
you need to respect
example.
that
I
because
am a typical example.
You know that it's
That's
not
the
just
truth.
exercise that takes you back to your normal size.
Yes.
Your diet
Your dieting.
and comes in.
Let
You
me
understand?
tell
And the truth
in
is
my
you
own
won't get that
I feel
exact
you go back,
size.
you
That's
go back
the
to
truth.
your size after if you're doing exclusive. After 6 months, exclusive means you will have to eat to breastfeed because that child is sucking throughout, right? You have to eat and eat and eat because you're losing energy. Once you breastfeed, you have to like reimburse yourself with food. Now, after 6 months, I think you can go to the gym. There's no way you tell me that as you're like eating, you expect to.
You know that
some
going
fat.
to the gym, you don't snap back to your original size like that.
Yeah.
It takes time, commitment,
Months,
and
possibly
months
a
of
year
training.
sef.
And then you are a woman.
And you're still going to
You
give
are-
birth again.
Exactly.
You're
That's
still
what
going
I'm
to
trying
give birth
tell you.
again.
Which is why you
That-
have to be exercising.
Then
No, let me
if
tell
do you
it's
think
a
the
full-time
time?
work. If you
Do you
have
think
children,
the
it's a
time?
full-time work.
See, this is it here. You're talking about 6 months.
Let me sit
exclusively
and
here.
watch.
Not that I'm
Arguments,
disputing.
right?
Not
Yeah,
that
no,
I'm
no, no.
disputing
I
her
get- I
facts.
get everyone's-
what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to tell you that you need to understand that some women can take decisions that they don't want to give birth. They don't want to give birth, and because they feel like they will not snap back.
Yes.
We respect their decisions.
Yeah.
And there's some women that are actually
And I'm saying
struggling.
this because of those
There's-
women that don't want to
There's
give
some women
birth,
that
there
are
is a
struggling
chance for them.
based on what you're saying.
Yeah.
So women feel so pressured. They're struggling emotionally
Yeah.
to try to snap back. They've done all they can, but they're still not
I
snapping
am
back.
a
That's what I'm
typical
trying
example.
That's what I'm trying to give. That's what I'm trying to make you feel like, make you understand their own perspective as well. That not everybody snaps back like that.
Yes,
Because
your
now you're
body
saying- you're
has
saying we should
changed.
the women should give their children 6 months exclusive breastfeeding, which is normal. There's some kids that even breastfeed to 1 year,
Yes.
which is also normal.
You
And
don't
you
want
need
to
to
wean
eat
the child.
normal foods for you to breastfeed properly and normally, right? You agree with that? Now, if you're giving that 6 months exclusivity to the mothers and you're saying that she hits back into the gym, you forget that after 3 months, then the mother can be able to, go into the normal breeding process again with her husband. You understand? And then when in that process they go into that process again, and another pregnancy comes up again. That's another stage.
Okay, we are having a call here, brethren. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yes, good morning. Your mom is speaking again.
Okay, okay.
I heard Mr. Ruth talking about how can someone get married without wanting to have issues. I just wanted to give her a little testimony of someone that I know very, very well. This man got to know that lady is his wife, he also got to know that the lady has no hope. But because that is the will of God concerning him, and he knows that this is the lady that God has prepared for him to bless him in all ramifications. He went ahead and married the lady. They did for 10 years without having a child. He might knew that the issue was not having children, but the really God's will in his life. And at the end of that 10 years, miraculously, God gave them twins.
Wow. Wow.
That is why it is very without a will. That is why it is very important for you to know the will of God concerning you all of us. Because if you don't know, you will definitely miss it. Like even the word of God that even the word of God talks about love, talks about hope, talks about
Faith.
why did he end in love? Because love cannot be sustained if there is no faith. Love cannot be sustained if there is no hope. Love is important, but love does not guarantee relationship or lasting. When you have a love, like that was mine, you have love to the wife. When you have love and this is the will of God concerning you. You now graduate into faith and hope. Believing that since you have obeyed God, walk according to the will of God, the faith and hope make it possible for you to live without any trouble. Or not till today. Those twins are 7 years today. So they have lived over a season without any problem. When the will of God came, it becomes an extra joy to them in
Yeah.
terms of the rest of the people.
Amen.
It is very, very important that we take this thing very, very seriously. Like the last speaker talked about medical also. The things are things you can check. I have a case also. This one is someone I know very, very well, very close to me. He wanted to marry a brother. And the thing is that the two of them were ASAS. They came to meet the father. And they told the father, Father, use our talent. We love ourselves, we want to marry ourselves. So this is our challenge. We are ASAS. They are thinking that the father can don't worry, the father will overcome it and all of that. And the father told them, if you are ASAS, don't marry. And that was the end. Because the father who God already knew
No.
that this thing is going to affect them in future. Because God will know how to not marry.
Yeah.
This thing, we should not mix it up. Because if we mix it up, we definitely have problems. Even now and forevermore.
Amen. Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much for that. I think that ASA something has brought another aspect again we need to discuss, but we'll not
that will
have
be
the
next
time
time.
to discuss all of these things because this is a very broad topic and a
Yeah,
very
it is.
sensitive one, but especially people that are currently in marriage and people that want to go into marriage. So we're going to continue this discussion again on Morning Star on Friday. So stay tuned and we'll get that part. But for now, let's go to the street and meet with Peace Smith. She's right there to tell us about, no, sorry, not Peace Smith this time, AB Rex, my darling. We're going to meet with AB Rex. We are taking some fast ship and she's taking train.
I'm taking the next
private jets. We are driving down
To the
to meet
streets.
with we're already down to meet with AB Rex, and she's on the streets going to ask our lovely people out there if love guarantees a long-lasting marriage. We'll be right back.
Star Cross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world.
I know we are blessed with the saying that love conquers all. Good morning to you. Yeah, my morning is great as we sought opinion from the people on the streets of Calabar on the topic, does love guarantee a lasting marriage? Stay tuned as we bring to you different opinions and views on this topic. We'll be right back.
Star Cross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world.
Starcross Television.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, are you?
Okay, the question is, does love guarantee a lasting marriage?
Yes, love guarantee lasting marriage.
Why do you say so?
Because without love, the marriage will not be able to last. But with love, I think with love between each partner, there will be that understanding, and love will be able to bind them together. Because Christ also loved us and gave his life for us. So Christ wants us to also show that same love to one another. So I think with love in marriage, to help the marriage, to sustain the marriage for forever, I think they'll be able to work together to make a good relationship.
Okay, what if there is no respect?
I think if there is no respect, it might affect the marriage. So I think if there's love, I believe the both partners also have respect for themselves. Yeah.
Thank you for your opinion.
My name is Dr. Lucas Smith. I'm a comedian. Well, I would say no, because most times we have relationships that don't end up in marriage. Yeah, so it does not guarantee marriage.
That's it. Why do you say so? Because love is not everything. You need respect, you need financing, know that. So if you not only love like that, like no, many marriages they don't last basically on love. Respect also comes and also finances. If you're poor, you work out. Then there's no respect at all, like from family and friends, and from the spouse, especially the spouse. You don't respect your spouse, don't be work out. That's it. Alright, thank you.
My name is Mr. Victor. Yes.
Okay, why do you say so?
I say so is do with me and my family, my wife when we started. There are some things that the woman will do as a man. You need to bear with her and understand her. When there's no understanding between both of you, marriage cannot last. So you, the man, has to have that patience. But there are the things that women do that some other men will not be able to, cope with. So it's the patience that you need to have before everything can be alright.
So you're saying love embodies patience, understanding.
Yes, there must be an understanding between both of you. If there's no understanding, nothing can work.
For Joseph Abel, love is also sense of reply, which the Bible have recommended. Loving person from the depth of their heart, not passion, guarantee lasting marriage. Without that, nothing can exist.
So please, can you tell us those things that you see in a love, in a home that has love?
Open, we're very open with their partner. Open, without passion, whatever you're doing, that is very open. You make the love to stand, that's where love comes. Cannot be driven into passion, love, and plan.
My name is Esther Obalem. My own opinion, I would say yes.
Why do you say
so? Because with money and there's no love, it doesn't guarantee a lasting relationship. But when there is love and there's no money, you still see the two people hanging together and giving themselves the joy of life and relationship too. So I think love, it guarantees everything.
So can you explain, tell us a marriage where there's love, what are the things you see in a marriage when there's love?
You see peace of mind in a marriage that has love. Peace of mind. What do they call it? Peace of mind. Then, yes, you tolerate each other, and then you believe in one another too. And then you see the two people happy. They look like friends when there's love in that relationship.
My name is Bas. Yeah. Depending on the relationship and your sport. Indeed, deep of love. So like, you can make the love last.
So what about if there's no respect in the marriage?
No, before you go into a relationship, you need to study your partner very well. Because you don't study her very well, that love will not last.
Chris, there are some love that can say lasting marriage in the sense that if the man is good for whatever he's doing, then they will laugh. If the man is not straightforward, they have a borrowed character, doesn't laugh. In the sense that if you are straightforward with whatever you are doing, let your years be years. That's why we have to live a Christ-like life. That's why the relationship has to last long. Not the one that after a certain period of time, you happen to place money in front before any other thing. It doesn't last. You happen to open up with your home from your heart of heart and open to that lady or that man. This is what I have for you. That's the end of everything. After that, nothing lasts.
My name is Mike. Of course, every successful either relationship or marriage has to be on basis of love.
Can you expatiate more?
If I can expatiate, because if, like, in the first place, for the marriage to stand, if there's no love, I'm not sure the marriage, in short, I'm not sure it will get to the point of marriage if there's no love. It will never get either fake, either true love. Some love might be, at first it might seem as if it's real, but it's wrong. It's along the way you get to know that the love wasn't real from the beginning. What you thought you had wasn't love. But once there's love, there will be tolerance. You can tolerate your partner. But in the absence of love, marriage can work.
My name is Elder Chief Edem Okoya. For sure, without love, anything we do in this life concerning human being or man and woman, without love, there is no guarantee. From the both parties, from the both sides, both male and female, when there is no love, in short, there is no guarantee, because we can break anytime. At times people say, I agree, but not for all. I like, but not forever. So love makes it, everything last for long. Like without love, the marriage will not last long.
Thank you very much, sir, for your opinion.
Okay.
Okay, viewer, this is how far we can go today. Some of the people out here said, indeed, love can guarantee a lasting marriage. While some said it takes more than love to have a lasting marriage. What's your take on this topic? Click to BCS Starcross TV television on our YouTube page and drop your opinion. Thank you for staying tuned with us, as I will be linking you back to the studio. I remain Rex AB.
Starcross Television is the only entertaining station with spiritual messages reaching the world.
Welcome back. Thank you so much, AB Rex, for that wonderful interactive session with the people out there in the street. Yes, like we said, everybody will have different opinion concerning this particular topic of discuss, because I think that's what makes different marriages, that's what makes different relationship. That's why we have the peaceful relationship, the violence relationship, and the basketballs and all of that, the divorce and the stayed long and the middle. I don't know, but
the managed relationship.
The managed relationship.
Just manage
you know, it go better as time goes on. We'll progress. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think all of us need to stick to that agape love, the unconditional love. I think that's the ultimate love of all that you can give in a relationship. We've been talking about the relationship and what it takes to have a lasting relationship. We have had a lot of calls this morning. We've also had His Grace bringing their talk, and of course Ruth and Queen and myself, we've also given different inputs on this topic. But that is not the end of it, because this topic is very broad, and because a lot of youth will be going into marriage, a lot of people will be going, and those people that there are some marriages actually that are pending, which I believe we all know that there are some that are pending. They want to go into divorce, they are waiting to sign their letters, their papers of divorce. Maybe this program can help you do a rethink about your marriage. Apart from the one that is full of violence, which I am totally a strong person against that kind of relationship or marriage. I don't support violence. I'm not a friend of violence. I don't associate with violence. Anything violence, take it away from me.
All right, thank you so much, JD, for that disclaimer.
No, honestly,
before we go, I think we still have like opinions from our audience on YouTube. Let's take some of them. We have from Gus Love Akban. He says, "Good morning, beautiful presenters. Una face show well.
Our shoe shine.
Your shoe shine." Thank you very much, David. Yesang says, perfect peace, beloved children of God. Blessed day. I wish us all congratulations. Thank you very much. Blessing Benedict says, good morning, all fathers, children. Thank you. Okay, good morning, all. Father, thank you for a blessed new day. Thank you very much. NM Victor says, thank you, Father, for making me to see another day. Thank you very much. Michael Ken says, thank you, Father Olumba Obu. And then Engla says, good morning. Don't know much about marriage, but for relationships, love is one of the strongest ingredients. But love alone doesn't guarantee long-lasting relationship. We agree with you, Ene. And then Michael Ken says, Queen, you have spoken well, more wisdom. Thank you very much. Gladys Onyeba says, good morning to you all. Kudos for Starcrest Television for beaming life to the entire world. Very inspiring and interesting topic. Thank you very much. She also says, well done, Archbishop Venerable Books. Very interesting and informative motivational presentation. Thank you very much, Mother Gladys. Gus Love Akban again says, love can guarantee a long-lasting relationship / marriage to an extent, and it also cannot. No matter the level of love, it is only God and destiny that can guarantee a lasting relationship or marriage. We agree with you. Then Boye Francis says, Sister Dua and family, thank you, Father, for blessing your children throughout the entire world every day. Amen. Thank you for all your opinions on the topic. Does love guarantee a long-lasting relationship? I think to some extent, from my personal opinion, I think it is needed, because we love, you understand, you trust, you would be hopeful, you would tolerate and all of that. But there's some extents where you cannot cope with somebody, when it becomes toxic, so you need to realize from the pre-stage, which is the relationship stage. And I think if you go by the doctrines of BCS, Brotherhood of the Christian Star does not encourage, the doctrines formally do not encourage, conjugation during relationship and, knowing partners. And one of the aspects of broken relationships, to some extent which we overlook most of the time, is conjugational problems. You understand when I say it in that direction. So we'll look at these aspects now on Friday, hopefully, to see how we can talk about even communication. I heard His Grace Venerable Books mention attention. So when you want attention so much, I think for women, we love attention so much.
Even the men do love attention. Well, we always ignore the fact that men also need attention. As a matter of fact, they need it more, because they feel that there's this feeling that they give to the men, that they are the men of the house. They are like the heroes. So maybe they don't need, but deep down, men need care and attention. Anyways,
and attention. When some women sign, please try.
Already the topic is focused on women love attention, but men also need attention. Yes, we've been talking too much, and we have exhausted our time for today, and it's time to draw the curtain close for today's Morning Star show. I really want to appreciate all our callers and all those of you that have stayed on, your comments on YouTube, and for those that joined us via Zoom, is Grace Venner. We thank you so much all for your contribution this morning. Like we said, there's a continuity on Friday, so in case you missed out or you want to contribute, feel free to join us on Friday. My name is Joy Dambo. You can call me JD and
Queen Sam. Thank you so much for watching.
Ruth the Boy can call me Authentic Ruth. Thank you so much for watching too.
All right, we say bye.
Bye.